Hey, welcome to another episode of Music Tips and Reviews with JG. Appreciate y'all for watching. And if y'all haven't checked out my video from yesterday, I did a live show. Shout out to my bro Steve. We did a show yesterday. Top 10 rappers of all time. And he was number 2 on my list, Jay-Z. And today I thought I'd do this album review. This is also a suggestion as far as album reviews, and shout out to my good friend Sierra. She suggested this review. Shout out to her. And I thought I'd do this review. I'm surprised I didn't do this review yet. Jay-Z's Blueprint album, the first Blueprint. Blueprint 2 was pretty good as well, but Blueprint I feel was a little better as far as the cohesiveness of this album, the structure. You know, Jay-Z really had a vision for this album as far as soul samples, and he really delivered on this album. Blueprint, lyrically, I think it was a pretty good album. I feel like on this album he really was on his grown man, like his business era, you know, the start of his business era, really being a businessman, really showing the growth. You know, if you look back at his earlier albums, he really talked about, you know, how he was in the streets, how, you know, he had to really maneuver in the streets and really grow to the man that he has became during that time. You know, being rejected by so many labels. You know, Dame Dash really helping him at the beginning, really launching Rockefeller at the time. And so as we get to 2001, as we know, this was a year of the the World Trade Center, and this album came out on the same day, 2001. And so, you know, a lot of people thought this album wasn't going to sell as much because of all the commotion that was going on during this time, September 11th. But still a classic album, one of his best albums. If y'all haven't checked out my video I did a while back, ranking of Jay-Z albums. You can check that out as well on my channel. And so we're gonna get through the track list. First of all, I love the album cover, iconic album cover. The blue, landscape of this picture. Jay-Z, his cigar, really laid back. It really a good cover to, show, how this album, the persona of this album was going to be. It starts off with Rulers Back. Shout out to Bink, one of the underrated producers of this album, I feel. Shout out to Bink. Shout out to VA. He's from VA. Rulers Back. That was a great start of the album. I love the sample he used on that song, Rulers Back. Takeover. Of course, everybody know about the Takeover. That was kind of like a diss to Nas, when Nas and Jay-Z was really beefing during that time. Even though I think Ether was a stronger diss track, Nas. Takeover, shout out to Kanye on the production on that song. Takeover. H to the Izzo, Kanye. I believe this was Kanye's moment. He was at his prime as far as production. Really delivered on this album. Produced by Kanye West as well. H to the Izzo. Girls, 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 produced by Just Blaze. Another producer, even though he had a few hits before this album, I think this really solidified him as one of the best hip hop producers during that time. And I feel like he should have got more recognition by Rockefeller later on in his career. I feel like, he really was the leader of the producers, at Rockefeller at this time. And of course, you heard a lot of things between him and Bink, Bink saying that he stole his style. But, Jay-Z had a vision for this album, and the vision was using soul samples, really delivering, with those beats, hard drums. And, Just Blaze just did what he had to do in order to, get his placements on the album. So I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Jigger that in. I ain't gonna say the the word because of YouTube's sake. But produced by Trap Masters. I think that was a pretty good song. I think it was very commercial song. That song, You Don't Know. Love the sample on this one as well. You Don't Know. Produced by Just Blaze. That was a great song as well. You Don't Know. Ola Vito. I think this is an underrated track on the album as well. Produced by Timbaland. That was a great track. I believe that was at the end of H to the Izzo video. They did that song. I think it was pretty good. I think when people heard this track, they didn't know it was a Timbaland track because it's so different from a lot of Timbaland's production in the past. Heart of the City, produced by Kanye West. Again, I think Kanye really delivered on Blueprint album. Really delivered. This was like his prime, really delivering. And it was stories, with Dame Dash. He said, sometimes he'll ask Just Blaze to produce, tracks on Rockefeller. But since, Kanye was always ready, with his beats, that's how he got a lot of placements on a lot of these albums. Dane asked him to do beats on a compilation album, Rockefeller album, and he delivered, And I like Heart of the City. I love the way he used the sample on that song. Never Change. Again, Kanye West. One of my favorite Kanye West tracks on this album. I just love the sample. David Ruffin, Common Man sample. And I believe Song Cry. Next one, Song Cry, Just Blaze. I love the way he used that sample. Very soulful song. Love the video. Love the concept of the song. All I Need, one of my other favorite songs. A lot of great tracks on this album, produced by Bink. I think they really delivered on this album. Renegade, with Eminem, produced by Eminem as well. So yeah, that was a great track as well. Renegade, love hearing Jay-Z and Eminem on that track, going back and forth. Really dope track. Really classic track, Renegade. Blueprint, produced by Bink. Great track as well. Breathe Easy. Just Blaze, and Girls Part 2, Kanye West. So Kanye West really had a lot on this album. And I saw Drink Champs, and Kanye kind of came on, he talked about Just Blaze as well, saying he was a biter as well. But to defend Just Blaze, I believe Just Blaze is still an incredible producer. I think he just did the assignment. He did what Jay-Z really wanted and needed at the time, was the soul samples, and that's what he delivered on the album. And he got those songs like Girls, You Don't Know, Song Cry, which was incredible, incredible masterpiece, on the Blueprint album. So as y'all know, I give my ratings. I believe this is one of his most celebrated albums, Jay-Z. I put You know, y'all can check it out. Y'all can check it out for yourselves. Ranking the Jay-Z albums I did. But I get this album a 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. I think lyrically, I feel like some other albums are, you know, a little stronger than this album. But I feel like every track on this album, you know, you can play this album straight through. Straight through. So I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I feel he could have came harder on Takeover, because, you know, Nas really, you know, gave it to him on Ether, on his, you know, produced by Ron Browns. He really delivered on that song. So I give this album 9.5 out of 10. Y'all let me know where y'all would rate Jay-Z's Blueprint album. Like I said, highly celebrated album, one of his most celebrated albums. One of his most top selling album as well. And like I said, this was a groundbreaking album for Kanye West as a producer. You know, after this, he was rolling. Even his own albums, College Dropout. Yeah, he was rolling during this time. You know, Just Blaze, Bink, you know, all these producers, Eminem, Timbaland. Well, Timbaland was already hot. But yeah, y'all let me know. Leave a comment on what y'all thought about this album. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. More and more classic album reviews coming. Appreciate y'all for watching. And until next time, all right, peace.